In 2023, The Last of Us will be celebrating its 10-year anniversary. Since being released on the PlayStation 3, the game has received 2 remasters, one on each of the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, a highly anticipated although divisive sequel in The Last of Us Part 2, and at the time of this recording, the HBO Max series based on the games is only a few days away. I think it's safe to say that The Last of Us will go down as one of the best video game stories of all time, with Joel and Ellie's journey across a post-apocalyptic United States having so many thrilling and heart-wrenching moments. The game is split into 4 main sections, indicated by a change in season. Each season introduces new weapons, characters, and enemies to fight. I'm going to be ranking the seasons from worst to best, and by worst I still mean very good, just not as good as the other seasons. Please note there are heavy spoilers for The Last of Us ahead. At number 4 we have Fall, which is made up of Tommy's Dam and the University of Eastern Colorado chapters. In this season we are reintroduced to Tommy, Joel's brother, as well as his wife Maria. This section has probably the most heartbreaking scene in all of The Last of Us. You know which one I'm talking about.
You're right. You're not my daughter. And I sure as hell ain't your dad.
We finally see the breakthrough in Joel and Ellie's relationship in this season, especially in the university portion.
Well, when I was a kid, I used to want to be, a singer.
Shut up.
I'm serious.
Sing something.
No.
Come on, I won't laugh.
I don't think so.
Joel, please.
We also get access to the flamethrower, which makes dealing with infected enemies, especially bloaters, significantly easier. At the end of the season, Joel is heavily injured when trying to escape the university. This is one of the very few instances in a game where you think that the main character is in real danger. Overall, this is a good section of the game that is well balanced between action and story, but I just didn't connect with it as much as I did the other seasons.
Get up, get up, get up. You gotta tell me what to do. Come on, you gotta get up. Joel!
At number 3 we have the shortest and final season of the game, Spring. This section is made up of the bus depot and the hospital. At this point, the game just throws everything at you, having you take on multiple clickers and bloaters at a time, as well as some well-equipped human enemies in the hospital. In this section we also get access to the assault rifle, which is by far the best weapon in the game. I can't talk about Spring without mentioning the iconic giraffe scene, one of the few moments that we see that life can still be beautiful in this ruined world.
You can't deny the view though.
Joel's character development also comes full circle, as he is able to accept his past and the death of his daughter Sarah.
Well, no matter how hard you try, I guess you can't escape your past. Thank you.
I think it's also worth mentioning Joel's conversation with Marlene. I like their exchange and some of the dialogue here.
It was her. She fought like hell to get here. Maybe it was meant to be.
There is no other choice here.
Yeah, you keep telling yourself that bullshit.
The game reaches its grand conclusion in this season, with Joel sacrificing the world to save Ellie's life, and what transpires here sets up the events of Part 2 nicely, or not, depending on your feelings for Part 2. At number 2 we have easily the longest season of The Last of Us, Summer. This section is made up of the quarantine zone, the outskirts, Bill's town, Pittsburgh and the suburbs. We introduce to, and say goodbye to some great characters here, including Tess, Bill, Henry and Sam. Tess was a hardened survivor and complements Joel very well, although the extent of their relationship was left up to the interpretation of the player. For a brief role in the game, Tess was a badass and delivered some great scenes. My favourite chapter in Summer is Bill's town. There's some good dialogue between Joel and Ellie as she begins to discover more about the world, and Bill was such a real and funny character.
Let's get on with it.
But we also get to feel his pain through being betrayed by, and the death of his partner Frank.
He was my partner.
He's the only idiot that would wear a shirt like that.
Pittsburgh is a massive portion of the game, and while it does drag in some parts, it does an excellent job of showing how far some people go to survive, and it adds some more layers to Joel's character.
How did you know?
Know what?
About the ambush.
I've been on both sides.
Henry and Sam are good characters and are similar but different to Joel and Ellie. As they are related by blood, Henry feels an extra pressure to protect Sam at all costs. Their deaths were one of the more heartbreaking and shocking moments of the game, and Sam's death serves as an important point in Ellie's story, as it motivates her further to find the Fireflies.
What? I want to talk about it.
No.
Why not?
How many times do we need to go over this? Things happen, and we move on.
An underrated chapter of the game is the sewers, and this is where The Last of Us does a great job of making collectibles feel important, rather than just something else to do in the game. I love Ish's story that is told through collectible notes, spanning from outside the sewers into the suburbs.
Why couldn't they keep it safe?
Son, I wish I knew. God knows they didn't deserve it.
So much of the game happens in this section that it's hard to not put it above the other seasons based on content alone, but it definitely deserves the number 2 spot. And at number 1 we have easily the best season in the game, Winter. After Joel is taken out at the end of fall, we get to play as Ellie for the first time and come up against intimidating villains in David and his crew. Would you believe after all we've seen that the game takes its darkest turn in this season? Having David's crew revealed as cannibals was unexpected, but this just drives home the message that the humans are the true monsters of the world, rather than the infected. This season has some brutal scenes that perfectly capture the grittiness of the Last of Us world, including Ellie's relentless killing of David, and that torture scene.
Now, the girl. Is she alive?
What girl? I don't know no girl.
The transitions between playing as Joel and Ellie are done seamlessly, and it's interesting to have to quickly alter your playstyle between the two. Players can be more aggressive as Joel, while having to be stealthier as Ellie. And finally, I can't talk about how great the winter season is without mentioning the little things, like having Ellie say a little bit of dialogue for every item in her backpack. This is a fantastic touch and is very well hidden. I didn't find this out until after several playthroughs.
I was so stupid. I should have said something different to you. I should have given this to you when I had the chance.
So that concludes my rankings for the different seasons in The Last of Us. Do you agree with my ranking? Please let me know your thoughts and your favourite sections of the game in the comments below, and thank you for watching.